struggling. Second year, we had 15. I think last year we had 16. So bring a friend. We got some bronze guys coming up in this here in Indiana, and then we got some gold guys going to race here as well. We're going to see what the 46s look like. Dan Kane is the CD. You got any complaints? You go see him. You got any complaints with the churn callers? You go see him. Do not talk to the churn callers. Do not talk to those guys back there. Their job is a volunteer. They don't get paid enough as it is. You got a complaint, you see him. He'll make the decision. And if you can't stand the decision, then it's not racing. So okay, so this is going to be kind of the same as last year. We got the judgment system. Everybody get a buddy. When you come out to fly, have somebody out to help hold your plane and that sort of thing. The thing we've got different is that this is a different launching system than we had last year. Okay, it is staggered, but the way the transmitter's set up, lanes 1 and 3 always go first. Always go first. Okay, so what's going to happen is when you're in the heats, would you start handing out heat cards? When you get a lane, you're gonna have a. See my bronze pilot? Bronze pilot. Right. Okay, so you're going to see on your heat card, it's going to have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. So you're going to have lane 1 or 2. So you're going to alternate during the day between lane 1 and lane 2 to give you the delay. Okay, because there's that way we don't have a fleur-de-lis right there at the edge of the. All right, who are my goals? Okay. Goals.
Odd rounds 1 and 3. Even rounds 2 and 4.
Dan,
just look at the card. The card will have it marked on there. And so the wing tags, you shouldn't have to do any wing tag changes.
Bingo.
The plan is whoever wins a heat is going to come back and weigh their plane. Is that what you want to do?
That's fine. Yeah.
Or just the trophy runs. Did everybody get a chance to weigh their plane before the race? During tech?
I have not.
All right. Anybody think they're close?
Winners of the heats must weigh.
Okay, winners of the heats will weigh. So when you come back, if you won the race, you go back and get on the scale. Okay. And it's residual fuel. Don't do anything to your plane. Just turn it off. You can even leave it turned on. Okay.
Ken.
So.
Ken Hobson?
No, Erickson. Ken Erickson.
You got peace.
We lost Ken Erickson again. Okay. Hard hats will be in effect all day long. If you see anybody, kind of self-police it. If you see a spectator come out here, please escort them back behind the safety line there. For the racing, the start-finish line is right there. That young man over there is leaning on the start-finish line.
Oh, we moved it. The start-finish line is here.
Okay. There you go. Okay, so where do you want the pilots to line up?
Pilots are going to have to stand between that fence post and that stake, just behind it. You can still line up behind your airplane, just back of it, so that the turn judges can see the far pylon.
So the question comes, which box is going to be my airplane, right? Okay, so would you use that? Would you explain that for everybody?
Okay, so the box doesn't change. Low green is always lane 1, even though low green may take off in round 2 from this position. You guys understand that? Yes. But you're still always the left position on the scoreboard. Low green. Low red is the second position. Always. This is independent of those. So just remember that. So odd and even rounds, that's when we change positions. You will never change positions on the scoreboard, the lap counters. Everybody understands cuts, everybody understands laps. Callers, do me a favor, just pay attention to your laps. If you notice that a lap gets missed or whatever, we'll correct it. But just watch it, okay? For the first couple as we get through, and it seems to be going pretty good. Anybody have any quick questions about the start and the way the light system works?
So it's left to right on that thing?
Yep, left to right, just like you read. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 is low green, 2 is low red, 3 is high green, 4 is high red.
Okay. Does everybody have a tether? The Texas guys have tethers, but if you don't have a tether, there's a box right over there by the Granger box that's got tethers in it. Put that on your tail of your airplane. Any questions about how to hook them up to this? Okay. The caution here is, remember that this is a loaded gun. It's like a catapult on an aircraft carrier. It can fire at any time once you get an airplane hooked up to it. If your caller will be so kind as to hold on to your plane at least while you clear the front. So if you're here, I wouldn't recommend walking in front of 2 other airplanes because they might slip out. Knots break, tethers break, tail wheels come off, all that other sort of thing. So the first priority here is the hard hats. We're going to use safety as our #1 rule. And so the tethers, questions, anybody got a question about the tether?
Now you're
All right.
heat 3. You're in 4 position.
Mid-airs,
Heat 8.
keep flying.
Keep flying.
Keep flying. If he determines that you need to land or go high to get out of the way, do that. Are you cool with that, Dan? Mid-airs, keep flying, right?
Keep flying until you're, if it's a safety issue, I'll tell you to come down.
All right.
But yeah, don't automatically assume that you're done. I mean, if there's stuff hanging off and the airplane is inevitable to crash, I may tell you to cut the throttle. But if you can land it, land it. Let's be cognizant of safety this way. You got all the room in the world out that way.
Right.
So if you're going to crash over there.
When it comes time to land, callers, work with your pilots. The wind's kind of variable here.
Thanks for the
If you
advice.
get these, you'll probably tear your airplane up more than my Stooge. Okay. The grass over there, the tall grass, you can land in. It's not. You don't have to land on the carrier.
Dan, can you tell us which way we're going to land before we take off?
Yes, right now.
Just make that decision.
Yeah,
and tell
right
us.
now, guys, we're always going to land from right to left, unless anybody objects. If the wind is significantly different, then we'll make that call. Right now, it's not strong enough to make a difference. So from now on, we're right to left. So we're going to make our approaches right-hand approaches. Hopefully you guys can do that, coming in this way and landing.
Okay. It's going to be warm out here. Everybody stay hydrated. Look at your buddy. Keep track of
I
it.
will make a quick announcement.
Tim, on the starting system, the square, the cut, what is the dot that lights up?
Those are the cuts. So if you get one cut, the dot tells you which pylon you made your cut at. So if it's over here or over there, that's the pylon. The light tells you you got a cut, but the dot tells you that that cut was at that pylon or that pylon. Does that make sense? And then if it flashes, then you got 2.
If you cut out, please do be a courtesy and get out the course so you don't hazard the other airplanes.
The other thing Tim pointed out, guys, pay attention to the countdown. You got a 10-second clock. I'm going to check to see if you're ready. You're ready, we're going to turn it on. It's going to start counting. If I don't tell you there's 5 seconds, you got to be aware that I'm just going to flip that switch at 1. So your caller should be paying attention to the clock. I'm going to call out 5 seconds, so you know that there's 5 seconds left. But when it goes to 0, I'm flipping the switch. Do you guys all understand? Yep. Okay.
Nelson, glow plug.
Probably bad.
I think that's somebody can.
We need to watch when guys hook up their tethers that they don't get it over the pin also.
It's pretty self-correcting, obviously, but
You
So
won't.
basically what Gary's talking about is there's a screw in the servo arm. Don't hook it over the screw. Just hook it around the servo arm. So because as the servo arm swings forward, you want it to release. If it's hooked on the screw,
it'll go like
it'll
that.
never release.
And that'll rotate around and off you go.
You guys understand?
Are you going to be checking that at all?
I'm going to try, but if I'm just...
Huh? What's the problem? What are we hooking here? You just do this. Flip through.
Any questions, let me know. Okay, here's the countdown, guys. Ready?
No.
Here's the countdown.
It's easy to do.
There's a countdown clock up there.
So I'm going to call out 5, and then once it gets to 1 and 0, I'm flipping the switch and you guys are off.
Now, this is what a cut looks like. All right. This is what a double cut looks like.
How do I know what side it was on?
Well, he's using the
Don't
turn
worry,
1
don't
box.
worry about,
Yes.
don't worry about the position of
It's
the
a
little
3-pole.
indicator
It's a
light.
3-pole.
A double cut flashes.
No, that pylon and that pylon will be down in the bottom, not in the center of the road. You can't see that one.
But regardless, that's a single cut. That's a double cut. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
questions? Questions?
Everybody understand their lane stickers? Bronze is up first. We have one announcement. Don wanted to make an announcement real quick.
Hi, I'm Don Stigall. Nice to meet you all. I've got the GoPro on. We're going to have some video, hopefully. RC Pro is sponsoring the race with prizes for bronze. We're giving away a Super Tiger GS40 in a raffle to bronze. We're going to raffle a Outrageous EF1 and a Handyman Twins electric to all the registered pilots. You get one raffle.